Okay, here is the syllabus for statistical methods for summer 2021. Here's the catalog description. This course is an introduction to descriptive and inferential statistics. Students learn how to use measures of central tendency and dispersion among population samples to draw inferences about a population and to compare two or more populations. Discrete and continuous probability density distributions are analyzed, including the binomial normal student t chi-squared and f distributions. Confidence intervals for population means, proportions, and variance are determined. Additional topics include regression and correlation analysis and techniques of hypothesis testing, including analysis of variance, also known as ANOVA. The course includes application of technology for statistical analysis and the interpretation of the relevance of the statistical findings. Applications use data from disciplines that include business, social science, psychology, life science, health science, and education. Prerequisite is Math 40 with a grade of C or better, or 2 years of high school algebra, elementary intermediate algebra with a grade of B or better within the last 3 years, or math placement exam. These units are for 4 units. We meet online, and the location of class is also going to be online. I am your instructor, F. Anthony Siciliano. My email is fsiciliano@cmccd.edu. My office is in room 212, and there is my telephone number. The student office hours are the following: Monday and Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Zoom, and Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. also on Zoom. There is the meeting ID. Now, student office hours are for your benefit to help you succeed in the course. Office hours are for you, the student, not for me, as I am available at those times not only to discuss the course, but any questions you have about math courses at the college, your field of study, your transfer plans, and career paths. The best way to reach me is email, and it must be your student email account. Always include your name and course. All email contact between students and instructors must be conducted using the student and instructor CMC email accounts. For students, this is accessible via the MyCMC portal on the CMC website. Any student email received from faculty from another email account cannot be responded to other than to remind the student to use their school email account. Please also keep in mind that grades cannot be distributed by phone, public posting, public announcement, or by email. Textbook. The textbook is optional. Because an electronic version of the textbook is available in MyStatLab, you do not have to purchase a textbook unless you choose to do so. What is required is the access code for MyStatLab with an online text. The authors are Sullivan Woodbury, Interactive Statistics, Informed Decisions Using Data, 2nd edition, which is available in the CMC bookstore or found online in the MyStatLab website. Also, guided notebook to accompany interactive statistics. This is optional but highly recommended. It's available free and it's downloadable on Canvas, or you can purchase the loose leaf in the CMC bookstore. Now it's downloaded on Canvas, and there'll be a title in Canvas that says guided notebook. Class participation. Optimal learning requires student participation in the online classroom as appropriate to the classroom activity. Participation includes such as actions as responding to questions posed, actively contributing to the group discussions, and completion of the assignments. The instructor will attempt to ensure all students have opportunities to express ideas, contribute to discussions, and receive additional information and clarification as needed. Instructor communication information participation guidelines and feedback policy. Students are encouraged to send an email anytime 24/7. Stop by my office if you're on campus, call my office, or leave voice messages. If I am going to be away for an extended period of time and know in advance, I will let you all know in the announcement section of our course in Canvas. However, my policy is that I will usually respond within 12 to 24 hours except on weekends. Each week, I will provide grades or scores and comments on assignments within 4 to 6 days of when they were submitted. After I send feedback each week, you will receive notification through your email or in a classroom announcement that feedback has been sent. Check grades for your feedback scores. As your instructor for this course, my goal is to facilitate your learning, answer questions, and encourage your participation. I will respond in a timely manner and on a consistent basis. I will provide feedback in discussion forums, chats, and in the Q&A section of each unit you may want to discuss. I will provide feedback on posts, responses, and assignments as appropriate in between 12 to 24 hours, except on weekends. Here are some of the examples of feedback responses that you can go ahead and read on your own. Below that, we have our grading. Your grading for this class will be determined as follows. You have your grade component and then your percentage of the final grade. You have interactive assignments, you have homework, and then review assignments. Those are worth 20% of your grade. You have 2 projects, which are worth 10% of your grade. You have 3 stat talk discussion questions, which are worth 10% of your grade. You have 6 quizzes, which are worth 40% of your grade. And you have a final exam, parts 1 and 2, which are both mandatory at 20%, and therefore there is the grading scale. Attendance. Now, all students are expected to log in and complete some work each week. Each week without work is considered absent from 4 class meetings since this is a summer session. A student who adds a class or registers after the first day of classes is counted absent from all weeks missed. In an effort to promote student success, CMC has approved the implementation of an instructor-initiated drop policy. When a student has been absent from classes to such an extent that his or her success is at risk, the instructor has the option of dropping a student. If a student has missed 12.5%, 5 classes or 2.5 weeks of the semester without notifying the instructor with a satisfactory explanation, the student may be dropped by the instructor. This calculation includes absences occurring during add and drop period. As a result, you will negatively impact your group mates' grades if you fail to fully participate in each group discussion in a timely manner. Less than full participation in this course is extremely disruptive to the online learning model, so I reserve the right to drop you if 1. You do not complete the online orientation by earning 100% on the orientation assignment. You will have as many attempts as you need. 2. You fail to make any progress of 4 or more consecutive days, including weekends. 3. You do not fully participate in 3 or more group discussions. 4. You fail to take the final exam as scheduled in class. Per the college's attendance policy, faculty has the right to develop a more stringent policy as well. Students who do not attend or participate in class by the deadline to drop for tuition refund may be deleted from this course. In this class, we function as a team, teaching and learning together in small groups that are reorganized from one module to the next. However, if you quit participating in this class, you should not assume that I would drop you. Should you choose to drop, ultimately it is your responsibility to officially withdraw. Materials. A calculator will be a necessary tool for this course. Only devices that are specifically math calculators will be allowed for tests. Cell phones, laptops, etc. are not allowed, and each student must have their own calculator. Text, notebook, pencil, and a good attitude are also necessary. Work must be completed in pencil. A Texas Instruments TI-30 is an excellent non-graphing calculator that will be sufficient for homework and exams and has limited but useful statistical capability. A graphing calculator is recommended but not required. A Texas Instruments TI-83 or TI-84, both have plus models with additional memory, are good graphing calculators that have extensive statistical capability. The TI-83 and 84 are considerably more expensive than the TI-30 but are not required. So, in this paragraph, I do want to go over. Okay, now you're going to have an option of being able to download the TI-83, 84, and there are instructions on Canvas. So I would recommend that you do that over the TI-30 because there's a lot of questions in the book, in addition to the questions that I provide solutions for, that show you how to get the solutions using that calculator. Now, you can either use either the calculator or StatCrunch, and StatCrunch is a software that is associated with MyStatLab. So we will be using the data analysis package StatCrunch in this course. StatCrunch is an online data analysis tool and much more. The URL for the program is www.statcrunch.com. It's included in your subscription to MyStatLab as the cost of StatCrunch. So we will be using StatCrunch to obtain statistical results. Now, StatCrunch is going to do the same types of things that your TI-83 and 84 calculator will do. but you will also be generating graphs from there. So you definitely want to make sure that you're also learning how to use StatCrunch. And again, as I stated, I have videos of the homework so that you're able to see how it is done using StatCrunch. Course grading and information. This course is delivered through an online course management system called MyStatLab. Within MyStatLab, there is the online and interactive text. Since the website does not have a physical textbook to access, I have provided an online text in a PDF format located in the modules on Canvas. Each chapter of the text that we are going to study has 3 parts described below. Registration and video instructions are located on Canvas. The assignments are graded automatically by the website and synced to Canvas. Now, part 1, this is sort of like what a classwork assignment would be. So the interactive reading assignment, also abbreviated as IRA. The IRA is where the course content is delivered to you via reading assignments, video presentation, examples, also with video solutions, interactive activities, and assessment questions. You earn points by watching videos and completing the activities. You're going to begin each section by working through the IRA and filling in the guided notebook, which you can see below. Some of the IRA's examples will have multiple video solutions. In this case, you should watch the StatCrunch and or TI-8384 Plus video solutions. And all those solutions I put are on Canvas. So, for example, if you go to week 1, you're going to see Introduction to Statistics and Organizing and Summarizing Data. This is your outline of that week. So when you click on that, it's going to give you what sections that we're covering. So it's telling you by the end of each section and what we're covering. And then if you go down a little further, here is week 1 outline. It says make sure to complete both of the following assignments. You have the orientation assignment and the introduction assignment. In addition to that, it says you can download and print the guided notebook for chapter 1 and chapter 2, which you can do here. And then in part 3, it says you have pointers, and these are pointers that I put together that is references as you make your way through the interactive reading assignments. So it's extra notes that I've given to you. They may make some of the concepts easier to understand, and you can supplement them with your own notes as you go. And then number 4, you're going to see locate your assignments on MyStatLab. You're going to make your way through the interactive reading assignments for these sections. And it says here that you must score 75%, 70% or higher in order to have access to the homework assignments for each section. So for example, you have interactive 1.1 assignment. You need to complete that first and get 70% before you move on to the 1.1 homework assignment. And then you move on to 1.2 and so on. And then once you complete those assignments from section 1.1 to 2.2, you now want to be able to complete the quiz for these sections. So this is the instructions for quiz 1, and each outline is going to have the required password for each quiz. Okay, so this is what your outline is going to look like for each week. Next, when you look again at week 1, you will see there is the orientation assignment, there is the introduction assignment, and then here you have homework videos. So for example, I have all the videos for homework 1.1 in this link. So these are the videos that I have created, and it says the title, homework 1.1.7, and then 1.1.15. So you can see that these are the assignments that I go over so that you're able to look at these as questions that'll be very similar to your homework assignments, in addition to your interactive assignments. I place these in here because, if you don't have access to a tutor, on times that are available, then at least you have these videos available for you to be able to look at. Now let's go back to the syllabus. Now, after you finish the interactive reading assignment, then you go to the homework assignment. And again, upon completion of the section's IRA, you should jump to the section's homework. So for example, in chapter 1, you should begin with section 1.1 by reading the IRA and then proceed to the 1.1 homework. To move from the IRA in a section to the online homework for the section, you must get at least 70% on the IRA, which is the interactive reading assignment, for that section. So in other words, for example, in order to do the online homework for section 1.1, you must receive at least 70% for the IRA for section 1.1 problems can be worked on until a correct answer is obtained. And then in part 3, you have your end of the chapter review quiz. Each of these quizzes are located at the conclusion of each chapter and included in your overall grade. Now, all of the above, parts 1, 2, and 3 are located on my stat lab and are due the day of the exam. Please review the late penalty policy further below in the syllabus. Stat Talk discussion questions. For some weeks, you will be required to answer discussion questions located on Canvas. Sometimes you may have to refer to a video located on my stat lab. Statistician Andrew Vickers takes the streets of Brooklyn, New York to demonstrate important statistical concepts through interesting stories and real-life events. These series of videos will help you understand statistics. After viewing each video, you are required to respond to 2 initial responses to a discussion questions and at least 2 reply comments to your peers or to your own initial response, posted throughout the week. You should respond in complete sentences and in your own words. You are expected to answer all of them and get most of them correct. Any mistakes should be corrected once you have reviewed the post of the instructor and your peers. You must post your initial thread and replies well before the deadline. Description of each discussion question is located in modules on Canvas, and then here are the deadlines for those discussion questions. Projects. You are required to do 2 applied real-world data analysis projects. The first project is a data analysis comparison report where you collect, analyze, and compare 2 quantitative data sets. The final project will be to collect and analyze data and perform a research hypothesis test to answer an important question about the world around us. For both projects, you will make PowerPoint slides to explain your results and findings. See the tentative schedule for the due dates. Description of each project is located in the modules on Canvas. And again, here are the deadlines for those projects. Quizzes and final exam. There will be 6 online quizzes plus a comprehensive final exam parts 1 and 2. There are 2 parts to the mandatory final exam. Final exam part 1 is a 5-question exam placed on Canvas as a downloadable file. Final exam part 2 will be located on my stat lab. Passwords for the quizzes and final exams are in the outline of each week located on Canvas. The final exam can replace your lowest quiz score using the following approach. It is my policy to replace a student's lowest quiz grade with the final exam at the end of the course. For this reason, I do not give makeup quizzes. A missed quiz will be recorded as 0 and then replaced accordingly at the end of the semester. Missing the final will result in a 0, and I do not drop this grade. The instructor has the right to make adjustments to this policy under special circumstances. Again, please make note, there are no extensions for quizzes or final exams and no exceptions. So here are the deadlines for all of the quizzes which are online, and these are the deadlines for the final exams. Due dates, late penalties, and technical difficulties. All interactive homework quizzes, review assignments, and stat discussion questions have the following late penalty policy. Students submitting work for course assignments after the due date are subject to a penalty of 5% of the points possible for the assignment per day. That means for each day passing after the due date. So for example, submissions posted after the due date within 24 hours of the date the assignment is due will be penalized 5% of the potential value of the assignment. Submissions posted between 24 and 48 hours after the due date may be penalized up to 10% and etc. Due dates will not be extended because of technical difficulties. The deadlines on these assignments are not extended and you must make plans to complete these. Due dates for online assignments are clearly stated in my stat lab and in the syllabus. As you can see here, these due dates are Sunday at 11:59 p.m. If you're requesting an extension on Sunday at this particular time, you do not want to do that. So the idea is to complete your assignments well before, just knowing that your due date is for 11:59 p.m. Homework study tips and homework videos. Guided notebook. This is an activity manual located on Canvas that you can access, download, and print. This is a place where you can take notes on the information given in the interactive reading assignment lectures by filling in all the information from the slides in the notebook. This will be a valuable resource for you as you work through the online homework assignment for each section, as well as the quizzes and tests over the corresponding material. Pay close attention to the homework videos located on Canvas. This will be helpful to you as you move along with your homework assignments. Student learning outcomes. Upon successful completion of the class, the student will be able to describe, graph, calculate, and analyze statistical quantities and concepts, including data types, levels of measurement, sampling strategies, frequency distributions, parameters, and descriptive statistics. Determine the probability of an event. Use various distributions to estimate parameters for populations using samples, and formulate and test a hypothesis, including ANOVA. Analyze and make predictions for paired data using the linear correlation coefficient, linear regression, standard error, prediction interval, explained variation, unexplained variation, and total variation. These outcomes will be assessed by questions on the quizzes, tests, and final exam. Students with disabilities, access. Students with disabilities, whether physical, learning, or psychological, who may need academic support in the classroom are encouraged to contact Access as soon as possible to ensure that appropriate accommodations and/or services are implemented. Further information about this program may be found on Copper Mountain College website and in the Office of Student Services at Access Counter. Please visit the CMC's website for more information at the following website, or you can call that number. Military-friendly statement. Veterans and active duty military personnel with special circumstances, e.g. upcoming deployments, drill requirements, disabilities, are welcome and encouraged to communicate these in advance if possible to the instructor. Equal opportunity statement. Copper Mountain College is committed to equal employment opportunity for all persons and to provide educational and employment opportunities free from discrimination on the basis of ethnic group, identification, national origin, religion, age, veteran status, sex, race, color, ancestry, sexual orientation, or physical or mental favors, and other physical or verbal conduct or communication constituting sexual harassment. Disclaimer. Changes in curriculum, grading standards, and other requirements could change as necessary. It is the student's responsibility to know and understand all policies, procedures, and requirements for Copper Mountain College and this class. Any concerns should be directed to your instructor, the appropriate department chair, or college administrator in that order. Information in the syllabus is subject to change. Any important changes will be announced in class, and you'll be provided with an updated syllabus. Okay, now this is an important schedule. This is a tentative schedule. This is also on Canvas. As you can see here, here's week 1. So from June 14th to June 20th. We go over the course information, the orientation, and these are the sections that you're covering. So you do not want to start this at the end of the week. You want to get in a habit, since this is a summer session, we have 7 weeks. So you want to get involved into the course content as soon as possible. Because once you complete this, you have a quiz at the end of each week. And again, it is due by the Sunday at 11:59 p.m., but you want to work a lot more in advance because, again, there are no extensions. So after the due date, then your assignments and your quizzes will then be a 5% late penalty, and the day after is another 5%. So again, that is the late penalty policy rule. So you want to get started, especially because this is a summer session. So please make sure you do that. And also, please do not hesitate to contact me and visit with me during student office hours. Now, if you're not available during that time, then please send me an email, and then maybe I can set up a time where you are available that we can discuss any things that you need to discuss. So please make sure to reach out to me, okay? So again, here is the timeline. You can see what we're doing for each week. What are the due dates for those? So you definitely want to keep this handy. Okay, and then below here, this is something that you can read. This is the netiquette and the ground rules for your online discussions. Okay, and then you also have extra tips here. And then below that is the statement on plagiarism and academic misconduct. Please make sure you review this information. And at the very end here is the title and topics covered in this course. So again, if you have any questions, again, please make sure to contact me, And again, welcome to the class.